Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to history class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the first chapter of history, that is the French Revolution. So students, in the previous video, I explained you that as the royal treasury was empty when the king ascended the throne, he found an empty treasury. So in order to fill that royal treasury, he planned to impose new tax so that his empty treasury can be filled. And for imposing a new tax, a meeting was to be called by the king. That means the meeting of State General was to be called by the king so that the proposal for imposing new tax can be shared in that meeting. And that meeting comprised of the representatives of all the three states, and the representatives of all the three states had to pass the new tax so that the tax can be imposed on the people, so that the royal treasury can be filled. But in that meeting, the representatives of the third state, they felt that they were being discriminated. Why? Because their voting value was less. Their vote value was not equal to that of the first and second state. Their voting value was not equal to the representatives of the first and second state. So they demanded a fair opportunity. They demanded that they should also get equal right. They should also have equal voting value. As there were 300 representatives of first and second state each, and 600 representatives of third state. So the third state got only one value, whereas the first and second state together got 2 votes. So they felt that they were being discriminated. So they told the king that we also want equal voting rights, but the king did not agree. And as the king did not agree, that time only the representatives of the third state, they left the meeting. They boycotted the meeting, and after that they went to an indoor tennis court. There was an indoor tennis court. So all the representatives of the third state, they boycotted that state general meeting, and they went to an indoor tennis court, and there they formed National Assembly. That means they created their own group, and there they drafted a new constitution to limit the power, to limit the rights of the monarch. Since they were discriminated, they were not getting equal rights. So at that spot only, at that moment they completely boycotted that meeting, and they went to some other place. That means they went to an indoor tennis court, and there they formed their own group, that means National Assembly, and there they drafted their own constitution. So this was done, and there they got support. The people of the third state, they got support of 2 men. The names are Mirabeau, the first one, and second is Abesius. So these are important people who supported the National Assembly. That means they supported the representatives of the third state. Now who are these people, Mirabeau and Abesius? So first let me talk about Mirabeau. Let me tell you students that Mirabeau was a member of second state. Yes, he was a nobility, but he supported the members of the third state because he was convinced with the need for democratic reform. He understood that yes, there is a dire need, there is an urgent need to bring democratic reform. And not only he supported the representatives, that means he not only supported the National Assembly, but he also led the crowd, he also led the people, and he also gave powerful speeches, and he gave his full support to the people of National Assembly. So I hope about Mirabeau points are clear to everybody. Now let's come to the second one, that is Abesius. Now students, let me talk about Abesius. Then Abesius was a clergy. That means he was a member of first state. He was basically a priest, and he supported, even though he was a priest, he was a member of first state. He supported the National Assembly because he believed that, he was actually convinced that whatever they are doing was correct. There was a need for democratic reform. People need to have equal rights. People need to get equal opportunities. They must have equal voting rights. So that is why Arbesius supported the people of National Assembly. And you know, he also wrote an influential pamphlet, and the heading of that pamphlet was, "What is the third state?" This is important. You need to remember this, that the title of the pamphlet was, "What is the third state?" Okay, I think these 2 points are clear. About these 2 people, the points are clear to everybody. Now students, while the National Assembly, that means while the people of National Assembly, they were busy drafting the constitution, that time France was in great turmoil. Now what is the meaning of turmoil? Turmoil means nothing was stable. There was a situation of complete instability. Nothing in the country was stable, and there was a state of great confusion, commotion and agitation. Nothing was going well in France. It means everything was going on in a haphazard manner, right? That means that time France was in turmoil. But why the people were in turmoil? Why France was in turmoil? Because there was the condition of subsistence crisis. I hope you remember this term, subsistence crisis. I told you, subsistence crisis refers to an extreme situation where the means of livelihood, or I would say the basic means of livelihood, are endangered. When people are not getting proper food to eat, they do not have proper clothes to wear, and do not have home to live. When these things are endangered, where the basic means of livelihood are endangered, that situation is called as the situation of subsistence crisis. So France was in turmoil because there was the condition of subsistence crisis. Now the question is, why there was the condition of subsistence crisis? See, this was due to severe winter. That means the climatic condition. Because of the climatic condition, due to severe winter, there was poor harvest, or you can say bad harvest. So as a result of which, there was crisis in the country. And if crisis will be there, if demand will be more and supply will be less, then what will happen? The price will increase. And here also the same thing happened. The price of bread increased. Okay, since France was facing subsistence crisis. So that means there was an extreme condition, and that is why, please listen to me carefully, that's the reason why the king thought, the king, that means Louis XVI, he thought to control the people. He thought he need to control the people, otherwise they would fight among themselves, and they would fight among each other, and they would attack the king. So that is why the king ordered his army, the king ordered his troops to move into Paris. I hope you are able to connect my points. I have already told you that the king had ordered his troops to move into the city. I explained you this in the first video itself. Now I am telling you the reason why king ordered his troops to move into Paris. Because there was a condition of subsistence crisis, and the king feared that there may be situation that people may fight among themselves, they may attack the king. So to control the situation in France, to control the people in France, he ordered his troops to move into the city. Okay. So students, when the common people saw the troops moving into the city having arms and ammunitions, they misinterpreted it. They thought that the king wants to attack them, the king wants to kill them and cause massacre. And as a result of which, because of great misunderstanding, because of great misinterpretation, they destroyed and stormed the Bastille Fort. They attacked on the Bastille Fort on 14th July 1789. I hope you remember the event of 14th July 1789 that I discussed in the first video. That event is considered as the outbreak of the French Revolution. So because of misunderstanding, because of lack of communication, people misinterpreted things and they thought that the king wants to attack them. But in reality, the king did not want to attack the people. Rather, the king wanted to control the situation of subsistence crisis in Paris. That is why he sent troops to move into the city. So I hope till here points are clear. And you know, students, basically the people, they were affected by rumors. There were several rumors against the king. There were rumors that the king wants to destroy the people, the king wants to attack on the people, and as a result of rumors, as a result of misinterpretations, the crowd not only destroyed the Bastille fort, not only destroyed the prison and released the prisoners, rather they also attacked on the Châteauix. See, this is Châteauix, attack on Châteauix. This is a French word that is not pronounced as Château but Châteauix. Now what is this Châteauix? Châteauix means basically the castle or the residence belonging to the king or nobleman. So they not only attacked the prison of the king, then cut this line. So they not only they attacked on the Bastille fort, that means not only on the prison but on his residence. They also attacked on his residence because of rumors. Rumors were spread that the manor had made an army that would destroy the crops of peasants. So there were so many rumors that time. There were rumors that the king had ordered his men to burn and destroy the crops of the farmers, to destroy the crops of the peasants. The manor has ordered. Manor means lord's land or his mansion, means people related to the king. So there was miscommunication, there was no communication, and since the situation was not good in France, so the people were nervous. They feared that they may be attacked by the king, so they attacked the king. They not only attacked the prison, they also attacked the residence, because there were rumors that the king had ordered his men to destroy, to burn the crops of the farmers. Okay, so the whole country was in the mood of revolt. There was chaos in the complete country. Nothing was stable. There was a situation of complete instability in France that time. Okay. So students, as the country was in the mood of revolt, as the crowd were in the mood of revolt, so Louis XVI had no other option than to accept the National Assembly. He had no other option. There was no option left for him. Since the country was in turmoil, the king and his kingdom was being attacked by people. There was a situation of complete commotion, and everybody was just running here and there. There was helter-skelter. So the king had no other option rather to accept the National Assembly. So finally, he recognized the National Assembly and he accepted the constitution prepared by them. And since he accepted the constitution, so the power of monarch, that means the power of king, was now restricted. It was diluted. It was no more centralized, rather it was decentralized. Earlier, the monarch was everything, means he had absolute power. But now, the power of monarch was restricted and diluted. Okay. Now the power was with the National Assembly, since they drafted the constitution. And as soon as the National Assembly got power, then what happened? Power was taken away from Louis XVI. That means power was taken away from the monarch. And then what happened? And then tithe was abolished. Now what is tithe? I already explained you about tithe. It is a tax that was imposed by the clergy. That means the people belonging to or doing religious practices in church. So this tax was imposed by them. So as soon as the National Assembly got into power, as they got power and as power was snatched away from the monarch, immediately it was abolished. Okay, and on 4th August 1789, the Assembly passed the order. Okay, please remember this date, that on 4th August 1789 the Assembly passed the order. And now as they got into power, they were trying to bring equal rights, they were trying to bring changes, to bring positive changes, and they were trying to bring uniformity in France, so that everybody had equal rights, everybody got freedom, everybody had equal voting rights. So this was done. They were trying to establish uniformity, they were trying to establish equality in France as soon as the National Assembly got into power, and power was snatched away, it was diluted from the king. So I hope all the points of this topic are clear to everybody. Now students, in the next video I'll be explaining you that how France became a constitutional monarchy. Till then, thank you so much and stay safe.